I'm going to record this too so that we can share it with everybody. I just started that. Okay. Where did my screen go? All right, so I'm sharing my screen with you right now. These are just a few notes on Facebook groups and kind of what they are, why we're using them. I'm going to send out all of this information to you all later as well. So Facebook groups right now, the last statistic that came out said that there was 2.27 billion users on Facebook right now. That is a lot of users. Facebook has kind of moved more towards the ad side of things. So they're really focusing on businesses running ads in order to gain revenue. And that is growing the rest of the followings that way. So the way that people are getting the most followings at this point is by running actual advertisements. And frankly, we don't want to do that all the time. I mean, it's going to be too expensive, and it's not a sustainable way to run a small business. So the way that you can get around that right now and get access to some of these 2.27 billion users is through Facebook groups. It's a way for you to still organically grow while really being out in front of people, as opposed to just individually going out and doing your posts, which are not going to be getting as much exposure right now. So they're also important because they help build your audience. We want to work with people that know, like, and trust us, and we want to typically work with people who that we're similar to and that we like and that we get along with. And this is one way to help us kind of get in front of all of those people and build your database through that. They're also super important because it helps you become a hyper-local expert. So if you're going into your community and you are really laying down value for everybody, people are going to start noticing that, and they're going to look toward you as being the expert. So some examples of Facebook groups that we are using and other teams are using right now are community garage sale groups, mom groups. We have some people are just doing like neighborhood real estate groups where they have rentals, for sale by owners, listings, anything that they can just help the community with. People are doing groups for. It's kind of cool. There are 3 different types of groups. One is a public group, so that just means that you can go on Facebook and actually be able to search for it. You can go right in and post in it. You don't have to have any approvals. Totally public. The next group is a private group, and a private group means that the actions are limited to select administrative and moderator members of that group. So you're going to see those as the buy sell trade groups, the mom groups, different things like that. My kid's waving at me right now from outside, sorry. I don't think he knew where I was. The buy sell trade groups, the moms groups, you have to have access to those to get in, so they'll have different parameters set to do that. Secret groups are ones that only administrators run. So basically, like, if you're a new member, you have to be submitted in there by an administrator. They are not searchable, so you have to actually be invited to these groups before you'll even know about it. Of the 3, the secret groups are the absolute worst because honestly, like, it's not going to do anything for you if people can't find you. People use secret groups for like clubs that they don't, membership club type things. So I always think of them as like the fraternity, like you got to be invited to be able to be in there. We don't really utilize those. The private groups are good because, as I'll show you later, you're actually able to ask questions at the beginning so that you can get some information from the people that are coming in. And you can also moderate, why are they there? Like, you want to really understand why they're there. And these questions at the beginning can help you decide who you want in your group, because you can always say no. On the flip side, with the public group, we don't use these ones quite as much because literally like anybody and their brother can get into that group, and we don't have any kind of say as to what's going on with it. You know, there's no rules to it, and other real estate agents could get in it and start, you know, picking business off. So we want to have a little bit more control over the groups that we set up. You can also link pages, and we'll go through this a little bit too. I'm kind of speeding through this stuff because I really want to have a question and answer session, because I know there's a lot. So you can link similar pages or similar groups to your group. So what this means is I have my own personal page, I have my business page that's under me, and then we have our team page, right? So if I have a real estate related group like this one, I can link all of those pages because the one common denominator is me. So if you want to be able to share contacts and make it really easy to move content around, then you can link all of those together. If you go onto the Reynolds Marsh team page, then you'll be able to see a link for the real estate social media group. So it just kind of helps spread that web a little bit. Some best practices that we have around groups, whether you started a group or you're participating in a group, is to engage daily. And by engage, I mean literally just comment on other people's comments, or if it's a brand new group that you're starting off, you know, come with a value post, something that is going to just increase the engagement and conversations between you and the people in your group. Unless your group is specifically based on real estate, i.e. rental housing group or a listing group, or like we have that virtual open house group, really suggest that you do not promote your business aggressively. People will leave. They just don't like it. The groups are a place for people to kind of have a community and a tribe, and they're not going to stay if you have constant aggressive advertising and marketing and promotion of your business. The way that we can promote our business but not be aggressive is to just make sure that our personal profiles have real estate all over it. You know, we're posting pictures that may have, you know, something real estate related, yet it's not talking specifically about you and your real estate business, just kind of putting hints here and there. We're going to be the friends that happen to be a real estate agent, not the real estate agent that's looking for friends. The third best practice is to have rules and stick to them. There is no better way to make people in the group mad than to have people in there slandering, starting arguments, being super negative. You know, if set the tone and don't let the people like that stay. You don't need them in there bringing you down. But you do have to keep them, because people will complain, and if you're not keeping your rules, then people will start to leave your group. And then you want to have a super high level of value. An example of this is right now, like just sending COVID updates to the community. Like, it may be something that, you know, was posted by the governor. It's okay to take that information and put it in your own words. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the rip off and duplicate is no joke in the social media world. Everybody does it. You don't just want to like share somebody's post. You want to take that information, put it in your own words, and have it come from you to your people, because they're looking at you to be the leader right now. So another example would be like a community event info. So once things get back into the swing of things, like you can post about all the fireworks displays and when those are going to be, like what the time and dates for those. You can post garage sale information if it's like a neighborhood group. You can post babysitter info, like anything that you can think of that is coming from a place of value. And then the big question at the end is, why are we doing this, and how is this generating our leads? So in the grand scheme of things, it's all about your relationships that you're building. Through this, you will get a ton more people to your database. You will probably be making some more friends, building that sphere of influence. And you can do this through setting up email lists, setting up newsletters, and also taking events offline and having your real estate team actually sponsor it. So let's say, for instance, I'm going to put all of these into one. So I have an email list for my Worthington group, and it's just all like Worthington moms, right? So I have my email list put together. I put a Google form out there. I said, if you want to get discounted pizza coupons or whatever, get added onto my list. It comes out once a month. So in that newsletter, I also have the neighborhood garage sale that we're going to host in July. Okay. So now they already know that we're having that. And guess who sponsored the big dumpster truck at the end of the street for all of your garbage? Marsh Home Group, right? Reynolds Marsh team. That's how you can kind of get the real estate stuff involved with it, but you're still coming at it from value, and you're being that leader and you're stepping up. And then after that, you can follow up with them and just say, thank you all for participating. Here's 10% off of Dewey's Pizza. They said anybody that was like recycling this weekend gets an extra 10% off. There's so many things that you can do with that. So that's like a quick overview. I would love to hear your questions. I'm going to keep it on the screen view so that you can see if we need to go through like my group, for instance. So yeah, I'll open it up for y'all. Just unmute yourself and dig in. No questions? I can't believe this. Lisa, Evelyn, I know you got a question. You got to unmute your, there you go. What's that?
Okay. It said that I couldn't unmute myself because the host wouldn't let me.
Oh, I'm unmuting everybody right now.
I don't know that I have, well, I always have questions. That's just my MO. I'm not a super, like, you and I talked this morning, I'm not a super, like, get out in the community and do stuff kind of person. Mm-hmm. Not that I think that this group would probably make me into that at some point, but I'm more so of a personal one-on-one kind of chick. So groups for me is going to be a little challenging in the sense that people like to get me one-on-one. Like they come into my office. Well, now they come into my office and want to talk. Friends of mine, when I did hair, it was that one-on-one time where literally I would have people crying in my chair because it's a therapy session kind of thing. So that's how I connect with people. Mm-hmm. So connecting with them on an open forum, I think the challenge for me is getting them to feel okay to do that. And then, because what I think is going to happen is people are going to talk and have conversations in the group, and then I'm going to get private messages, and then they're going to want to go deeper into whatever it is that they're talking about, all that. So which is fine. So
you can treat that as the handshake, and what your ultimate goal is to have those private conversations, right? And then maybe like your call to action or like your value prop is that like you have maybe you host a wine night once a quarter with everybody in the group just to chill, or maybe you have like stuff like that, or like maybe you have a social event. Yeah, and I'm just saying this because I know you, but like maybe you have an acupuncturist come in and like do something for everybody, or like some holistic thing, you know what I mean? So like you can really do a lot with that for sure.
Okay.
Coretta, how are you guys using Facebook groups right now? There you go.
I do not have any groups that I have started. So I think this is a great subject, and I appreciate you putting this together.
Yeah, for sure.
I think, where I stumble is I feel like somebody already started that. And so I kind of get tripped up on it, like, why should I redo what somebody else is doing? And I don't want to compete with them for the same group of people. So I guess that's my hang up. So can you kind of talk me through, like, what do you do in that case?
Yeah, totally. So that was my hang up for like the longest time, because I'm like, there's already somebody doing it. They're probably doing it better. I don't understand what, like, what's going to happen. The reality is that so many different people than I know, than Lisa knows, than Debbie knows. Like, you're going to attract those people to you that I might not be able to. So, pick something you're passionate about. Maybe it's a hobby. Maybe it's like you guys, like maybe you have a Harley group, right? For instance. And so like find these people that you like know that you can jam with and just start it. And you know
That's
what? If
perfect
it
for you,
sucks,
Greta.
Yeah.
what's that?
I said that's perfect for her.
I know, right? So like if you just need to find these people that you gel with. Like for me, it was easy because I was already in like 3 moms groups. And then I was like, wait a second, I'm going to do a moms group that's a little like, it's more focusing on positive stuff, and like I'm really gonna like try to touch base with all those people from high school that are still in the area that I don't talk to anymore. Like I put some purpose behind that. So if you just find a hobby or something that you really enjoy and are passionate about, those people will draw in, I promise you. And there could be 16 other groups, but you'll have the same people as others, but you're gonna have more that they don't have. So that just means that there's more space for it to be done if people are still doing it. So
Okay.
just do it. Just do it.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Mary Kay, how about you?
I'm just looking. I'm kind of in the same boat as Coretta because, like, I don't have kids, so I'm not going to start a mom's group.
Right.
I've never been married, so I can't start a husband's group. I'm like, and I feel like, what do? I sit at the bar and drink.
So funny story, but there was actually this agent out, I think she was out of Georgia, that's what she liked to do. She had a pontoon boat. She was out on the lake every weekend. And the one thing, like if you asked her what she wanted to do, she said she wanted to drink, smoke cigarettes, and be on her boat. And you know what she did? She started a group. And they get together every weekend, and they sit out on the boats and they drink, and they during the week she sends stuff out to them and is like, hey, we're going to meet up at this marina, or hey, like let's do this, or hey, what's new with this pontoon boat, or this, that, and just made a whole thing out of it and built this whole community. So now she's like the go-to. So you can do it.
I just got to find something that I guess I'm passionate about.
Do you read books or anything?
Not like I used to.
Yeah, because you could always do like a book club, or you could do a beer tasting club or a wine night or something. Like there's tons of stuff. Anything that you could do to network with people face to face, you can make a group out of.
Can I give her a suggestion?
100%.
Mary Kay, there's so many single women without kids and husbands in the world that are kind of isolated, because everybody else has kids and husbands, and that's what they talk about, and that's what they post about, and that's what they do, right? And there's also people who are empty nesters as well, that are out of that phase of life where their kids are their life and all of that, that you could definitely pull into that group. Like I would do it like singles and empty nesters kind of thing, where you guys just talk about stuff that I would join that group.
Yeah.
To talk to other people that aren't obsessed with their kids all the time.
That's a good idea.
Well, and think about it right now.
Go ahead. No offense, but not everybody's in that phase of, their kids are their life. Some of us are like, yeah, my kids are grown.
Yeah, for sure. And for me, it was just.
I was just saying, like, there's a lot of people whose kids are grown and out of the house, and they're happy that they're grown and out of the house.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, that's where I am in my phase of life right now, so it worked out. But yeah, I mean, there's tons of things you can connect with people on that don't have to be related to family whatsoever. For sure.
Yeah. No kids, no husbands, no pets.
Seriously though, I mean, and especially right now, I mean, it's like, I'll be frank with you, like I've got kids and the husband, and I feel isolated still. You know, even though I've got everybody there, it's just a different type. And so I think this is as important of a time as ever to go ahead and get these started, because people are home, they're bored, they want community, they want to be able to interact with people, and this is a phenomenal way to do it. I mean, why don't, you know, if you like to drink beer, host a happy hour, you know, and just do it on Zoom or Facebook Live or whatever. And, you know, I mean, take the opportunity to connect with people, because people want to connect right now. Most definitely. Like, this is like the highlight of my day, that I get to sit in here and talk to people. Like,
you're not zoomed out yet, Ashley?
I'm not zoomed out, not yet. So I got about 5 more minutes. Does anybody have any other questions about the groups they want to go over today? Debbie, Michelle.
Getting people to join your group. Can you talk a little bit about how to get members?
Most definitely. So when I started off with the groups, I usually just invite like my core group of people that I know will advocate for me, and that are also like in the same boat. Obviously, you don't want to invite somebody that's totally not going to fit in the group. But so you start off with that, and then you kind of just like, as you're talking to people, just let them, hey, I got this group, you know, is this something you might be interested in? And, you know, send them a link for that. You can also, people inside your group can invite people. So if they also have sphere and friends that they think would benefit from the group and contribute to the group, you can do it through that as well. Once you open up a Facebook group, on the right side, there's like this invite button, and it'll just like, it'll give you suggestions of people, and you can go through and invite them that way, or just word of mouth. So yeah, it grows. It happens pretty quick. Like, there are a couple of these people, and it starts to like slow down a little bit. So you just have to be constantly like on the lookout for more people and engaging and asking people to invite more people, and then it'll slowly grow, just like your database would, honestly. And then what I do recommend on that, as far as database, is that I actually take everybody, because I run a few different groups, and so I take everybody and I put them in like their own little database. So I send information to them, newsletter, or if we and stuff like that. It just adds to the professionalism of your group, and just kind of, it makes you more so the leader, and somebody that people are going to actually like go towards, because you're super organized, super professional, like getting everything together, everybody else, making it super easy for them, and just being a huge value to them. And people will talk about you all the time if you're adding that value. I mean, it's just like in real estate when we're working with our clients. You just have to make it super easy for everybody else. Maybe not yourself, but everybody else. So, well, I appreciate you all taking your time out today. I hope this was helpful. Again, I did record it, so I'll send it out to you all along with the notes. And if you have any questions as getting your Facebook group started, please let me know, and just email me, or you can message me on this Facebook group. And if you want to bounce off ideas or need help getting it set up or anything, just let me know. I'm here to help.
Thank you, Ashley.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great day. Hopefully you can get outside before it starts raining.
It's too late.
Oh, and all right, bye guys.
Bye.